Welcome, rebels. Let's fight for the life you want and deserve. It finally looks like Ethereum is waking up. After a long stretch of sideways movement, Ethereum's 47% surge in May, compared to Bitcoin's 9%, feels like a breath of fresh air. It could be one of the first real signs that alt season is starting to take shape. Analysts are pointing to growing excitement in areas like AI tokens, Layer 2 scaling solutions, real-world asset tokenization. These sectors are gaining traction fast, and it's clear that smart money is starting to rotate beyond just Bitcoin. That said, I totally get why a lot of people on crypto Twitter are still skeptical. This cycle has been tough. It's been slow, choppy, and honestly, kind of exhausting. Many expected altcoins to take off months ago, and the delay has made some lose faith that alt season will even happen this time around. But here's the thing, making money in crypto, like anything else, takes time and patience. It's not always fireworks and moonshots overnight. Personally, I'm about 80% confident that we'll still see a proper altcoin season. I just don't think it'll come all at once. It'll likely roll out in waves, with different sectors popping off at different times. And if I had to guess, I think the real momentum will kick in toward the end of the cycle, not the middle. So if you're feeling frustrated, you're not alone, but don't count the altcoins out just yet. The amount of Ethereum being staked has now reached a new all-time high, with nearly 30% of the total circulating supply locked up. That's a huge milestone and shows just how much confidence people have in the network. But here's where it gets interesting. When Ethereum's price starts climbing even more, a lot of that staked ETH could start getting unstaked. Why? Because many investors will want to leverage their Ethereum, unstake it, borrow against it, or sell a portion to buy into altcoins they believe will outperform. This kind of rotation is common when the market heats up. So, while staking shows strong long-term conviction, it can also fuel the next wave of altcoin momentum once people start moving their Ethereum around. To me, this article shows that stablecoin regulation in the US is finally on the way, and that's a bullish sign for the crypto market. I honestly believe being anti-crypto is becoming a political risk, not a strength. A solid number of Democrats, 16 of them, joined Republicans to move this legislation forward, which is a big shift. I think more Democrats are starting to realize that supporting crypto is the smarter move, and I wouldn't be surprised if this stablecoin bill passes within the next 2 months. Ether-based investment products saw $296 million in inflows last week, marking their best performance since the 2024 election of Donald Trump. This surge happened despite a general slowdown in the crypto market, showing renewed investor confidence in Ethereum. While Bitcoin funds saw outflows, Ethereum's strong inflows suggest a shift in sentiment and growing interest in Ethereum-related assets. My takeaway: this could be a bullish signal for Ethereum and altcoins, especially if market uncertainty around interest rates begins to clear. Arthur Hayes believes the Bank of Japan's upcoming June meeting could be a major catalyst for Bitcoin if the central bank decides to restart quantitative easing. QE involves pumping money into the economy by buying bonds, which can drive investors toward risk assets like crypto. Hayes suggests that if the BOJ delays its current tightening plan and resumes QE, Bitcoin and other risk assets could rally hard. This comes as concerns grow over Japan's bond market, which recently pushed Bitcoin to a new all-time high of $112,000. My take? If the BOJ does pivot to QE, it could spark a fresh wave of global liquidity. And crypto might be one of the biggest winners. Aave, Uniswap, and skyrocketed Sky tokens all jumped over 20% after a recent SEC roundtable sparked fresh optimism around DeFi. The meeting focused on how decentralized finance could fit into future regulations, and the tone was surprisingly open and constructive. That gave investors hope that DeFi projects might finally get clear rules, without being shut down. The market responded quickly with strong price gains across several DeFi tokens. It really feels like we're getting closer to some real clarity around DeFi in the US. Personally, I believe the US will eventually allow DeFi projects to do airdrops for US citizens, which could unlock even more capital and bring in a wave of new users. If that happens, it could be a major step forward for crypto adoption, especially among retail investors in the US. South Korea's new president, Lee Jae-myung, made a lot of bold promises about crypto during his campaign. And now that he's in office, all eyes are on whether he'll follow through. No one knows for sure yet, but if he does, it could mean a huge wave of capital entering the crypto market this year. His administration has already started moving fast. They're working on a landmark crypto bill that would legalize stablecoins and create a clear regulatory framework for digital assets. What makes this even more interesting is Lee's personal story. He went from working in a factory as a teenager to becoming a human rights lawyer, and now he's the president of South Korea. That kind of journey shows resilience and a commitment to change, which is why I'm taking a wild, but hopeful, guess that he'll keep his promises when it comes to crypto. His government is already forming a presidential committee on digital assets, which will include both public and private sector leaders. This committee will help shape long-term crypto policy and guide the integration of digital assets into Korea's financial system. If this momentum continues, we could see South Korea become one of the most crypto-friendly countries in Asia, and that could attract billions in new investment, especially from retail users and institutions alike. With over 16 million South Koreans already trading crypto and holding nearly $75 billion in digital assets, the potential impact of Lee's policies is massive. Coinbase officially joining the S&P 500 is a major milestone, not just for the company, but for the entire crypto industry. It helps normalize crypto in the eyes of traditional investors and gives people indirect exposure to crypto through retirement accounts like 401ks. This is a game changer because it sets a clear example for how other crypto companies might eventually go public and even join major indexes. While not every crypto firm will make it that far, Coinbase's inclusion shows that it's possible and that the market is maturing. Coinbase's journey to this point has been nothing short of remarkable. Founded in 2012, it started as a simple platform to buy and sell Bitcoin. Over the years, it grew into one of the most trusted and widely used crypto exchanges in the world, serving over 100 million verified users across more than 100 countries. It became the first major crypto company to go public in 2021 via a direct listing on the Nasdaq, and despite market volatility, it has continued to expand its services, offering everything from institutional custody to staking and Layer 2 infrastructure. Its inclusion in the S&P 500 is a reflection of how far the company and the crypto industry has come. This move also sends a strong message to institutional investors. Crypto infrastructure is no longer fringe. It's becoming a core part of the financial system. Wall Street is likely to welcome this, especially since the IPO market has been slow and uninspiring lately. Coinbase's success could breathe new life into the space, just like we've seen with Circle's IPO. I'm almost certain more crypto firms will follow, and this could mark the beginning of a new wave of crypto adoption in traditional finance. Circle's IPO was a major success by nearly every measure. The company raised $1.05 billion by selling 34 million shares at $31 each, pricing well above the expected range of $27 to $28. On its first day of trading, Circle's stock soared 168%, opening at $69 and briefly hitting over $103 per share, making it one of the strongest public debuts in recent years. The IPO was oversubscribed 25 times, showing massive investor demand, and valued the company at around $8 billion at launch. This performance not only reflects strong confidence in Circle and its USDC stablecoin, which now has over $61 billion in circulation, but also signals growing institutional interest in crypto infrastructure. Circle's success could pave the way for more crypto-native companies to go public, especially as the stablecoin market is projected to grow 10 times over the next 5 years, potentially becoming a trillion-dollar sector. Lastly, the media attention and retail excitement around Circle's debut could spill over into the altcoin space, bringing in new users and fresh momentum. All of this combined creates a strong foundation for a potential altcoin season ahead. On the left chart, you can see Ethereum tightening within the Bollinger Bands, which usually signals a strong move is coming, either up or down. Given the current sentiment and how disliked Ethereum is right now, A sudden breakout to the upside could catch a lot of people off guard. This kind of move often happens when the market is least expecting it. The chart on the right from Crypto Bullet shows a target range for Ethereum between $3,200 and $3,500. There's also a CME gap pointing to around $3,300, which adds more weight to that target. Historically, when Ethereum makes a strong move, altcoins tend to follow, but not all at once. Some lag behind and rally later, so timing and patience are key. A strong move in Ethereum is often seen as bullish for altcoins because Ethereum plays a central role in the crypto market. As the second largest cryptocurrency, its performance tends to influence overall market sentiment. When Ethereum rallies, it signals growing confidence, which can lead to increased risk appetite among traders. This often results in capital flowing from major coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum into smaller altcoins, as investors look for higher returns. Additionally, many altcoins are built on the Ethereum network, so a rising Ethereum price can boost activity and optimism across the entire Ethereum ecosystem. Again, some move early while others lag behind, creating opportunities for those who understand the rotation of capital within the market. Thank you, Rebels. Fight for the life you want and deserve. Don't settle for the script society hands you. Question the norms, challenge the system, take risks, learn fast, move smart.